Hey guys, this is Rachel,
This is Chris.
and this is our Unit 5 team video. You can go.
And our first ISTE standard talks about engaging in professional growth and leadership as for the teachers. For me in particular, I chose the 2017 K-12 report, and it talked about advancing cultures of innovation. So the culture of innovation means you need to be aware of local and global trends. In order to do that, in Pasadena, there's tons of professional development. I mean, probably over 1,000 professional development opportunities throughout the year. We're really good at that, but not so much as you have to stay within the district. There's professional development outside of the district. Like I sign up for stuff through Google, and they do webinars and e-courses, and I'm getting all kind of websites and all kind of global e-course or global technology courses to learn how to use the tech in the classroom. And it has nothing to do with my school district. It's kind of like taking the initiative to go out there and do it.
Yeah, definitely needed in these changing times. I also read the 2017 K-12 edition. I found it really interesting. It's very recent, very current information. And I really thought that the redesigning learning spaces goal really focused on this ISTE standard because in order to envelop this growth and leadership, you have to redesign the way that things are being taught and the resources that are available. So redesigning these learning spaces really gives the digital tools to the students that they need, and for the teachers too, so they can grow in this way.
Yeah, that it's kind of like hearing you talk about it. Those two kind of go hand in hand. So with yours redesigning, that could be advancing the innovation culture, redesigning the space. And one thing that stuck out to me that when I'm thinking as a teacher here is it's really hard. I know a lot of teachers want to incorporate technology in the classroom. The problem is not everybody is a Picasso. Not everybody has the creative mind to come up with these ideas. I'm okay at it. I'm actually pretty good at it, but it's not only just the idea, it's the time that it takes to fully develop a lesson that incorporates all of the TEKS and the SEs that the state gives you and incorporates new digital technology. So it kind of takes a village. You want to have a team of people working together, have your entire curriculum team coming up with, just start with something easy, one lesson for 9 weeks, or one per semester, or take baby steps to advance the culture. How can I turn a TEK into an innovative idea? And that's something I'm going to work on personally this year, more than I have. But it's tough. It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's almost like your hands are tied, but you still have a task to do. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to figure out a creative way to get something done with your hands behind your back. Same thing with IO. We do the same kind of thing. How do I fix this company's motivation levels? But they don't want me to do certain things, or they don't want me to use this type of technology. It's just hard. Sometimes you'll have to fix something without your full deck of cards.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I was thinking exactly what you're saying. The full deck of cards, like they keep taking your tools out. Now it's kind of like they
Yeah,
want to screw this in with a hammer. Well, kind of hard to do.
it is.
The next one is professional development and program evaluation for coaches. I focused on the growing focus on measuring learning. All right, so as a coach, as an instructional coach, what I do, and I do both. I do technology coaching and instructional, so I'm a science coach for the school. So measuring learning that's where the entire educational industry, that's where it's at. Standardized testing has forced teachers and forced the educational program to measure everything. Everything has to be measurable, no matter what it is. So using the data in the classroom, teaching teachers how to find other ways to analyze data and to assess the data, and using new digital tools. It could be a new software that the kids use to take quizzes, which we've done in this class. We've learned a couple of new ways to do quizzes and surveys and things. Using tools like that in the classroom to assess the students' learning in real time with immediate feedback. And I think that that's where it's talking about going with this.
Yeah, I really related with the analytics text in the same way because it's interpreting big data in a different way besides looking at the TEATs or looking at their standardized test scores, because those obviously aren't going to be an accurate depiction of what they're doing. They might be a great student that has learned so much, but their T score is low for some reason. Maybe they're not good at taking tests. Maybe they, you know, didn't do well for whatever reason. It doesn't mean it's just not a reliable way to look at that data. So by using the analytics text and gathering all this extra data, just big data, and learning how to interpret that, that can really, give a more accurate depiction of what actually is going on rather than that just one measure. Um,
So what I'm going to need you to do is drive to Austin and go to the next educational hearing and let them know that STAR testing scores are not a reliable source of information.
they really, I don't think they are. I mean, I think they're good,
No, everybody agrees with that.
but they're not good at determining whether it's the good student or whether they really learned everything they were supposed to. It's just not a good measure. So
Nobody on the state or federal level understands that if a kid didn't eat breakfast today,
yeah,
their parents are having problems at home, or they don't have a home, or they don't have clothes, or whatever it may be, all these challenges outside their testing score, they could care less about taking the test. So
right.
like you're saying, using the analytics tech to look at it from all angles.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. But I'm gonna need you to go to Austin and let them know that.
definitely.
All right. So we have content knowledge and professional growth, the standards for coaches. I chose really, this could be all of them. So from a coach's standpoint, I'm looking at all of these, every single thing that we do in this class, I'm going to use next year, this coming school year, as the technology coach. However, to focus on a couple specific ones, redesigning learning spaces and the coding as a literacy, I kind of put the two together. So coaches have to stay relevant with information. You have to constantly be reading and understanding and going to trainings and taking graduate courses like this one to become up to date with the newest technology. Like you said earlier, is changing so fast and so rapidly, and every year it's just change. So you have to stay up with it. And the only way to do that is to go to professional growth. But for the redesigning learning spaces, understanding how to incorporate ideas into the redesigned classroom, so using tech to drive lessons and curriculum instead of the lecture based, and having a coach teach the teachers how to use the technology in the classroom. It's a huge undertaking. Hopefully you would have a couple of tech people to do this, because there's 100 teachers on campus and only one of you. It takes time to get one teacher up to date and to get them proficient in the classroom. So if you have the other 99 who are sitting there waiting on you, it's kind of hard. But for the coding as a literacy, that could be a way that you could hit all the teachers with one big faculty training of how to say, hey, this is what coding is. There's a slew of websites, kind of like Our Code, but there's a whole bunch of them. They could use coding in the classroom to get that digital push. There's coding on like reading stories. There's a way to code and put little coding pieces how to make a story look better. There's coding for art. There's coding for math. There's coding for science. So you really could incorporate that into the entire school.
Yeah, definitely. I think that you're right on with that. The redesigning the classrooms too. How are you supposed to grow professionally without the right resources? So I think that's really important for coaches and for teachers and for students, because, you can't move on from that point if you don't have the redesigned classrooms.
All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.